Have you ever scrolled through the news and wondered, are we on the brink of World War III? It's a heavy question, and honestly, it's on a lot of people's minds. The world feels more tense than it has in decades. But to really understand what's going on, we need to look beyond the headlines and dive into the geopolitics shaping our world. It's not about fear-mongering. It's about being informed. Let's start by identifying the main hotspots. First, you have Eastern Europe, where the conflict in Ukraine has created the most direct confrontation between Russia and the West since the Cold War. This isn't just a regional war. It's a clash of spheres of influence. NATO, led by the United States, sees it as defending national sovereignty and a rules-based international order. Russia, on the other hand, views NATO's eastward expansion as an existential threat to its security. This fundamental disagreement creates a dangerous friction point where any miscalculation could have massive consequences. Then, shift your gaze to the Indo-Pacific. This is where the 21st century's great power competition is really heating up between the United States and China. The focal point? Taiwan. China considers Taiwan a breakaway province that must be reunified, by force if necessary. The U.S. maintains a policy of strategic ambiguity, not explicitly saying if it would defend Taiwan, but it supplies the island with defensive weapons, and its naval presence in the region is a clear signal. A conflict here would be catastrophic, not just militarily, but economically. Think about it, so much of our global supply chain, especially for things like semiconductors, runs right through this region. A war would instantly cripple the world economy. And we can't forget the Middle East, a region that has long been a powder keg. Tensions between Iran and its regional rivals, backed by Western powers, are a constant source of instability. Iran's nuclear program, its network of proxy militias across countries like Yemen, Lebanon, and Iraq, and its strategic control over the Strait of Hormuz, a vital oil choke point, mean that any conflict here could quickly spiral out of control and draw in global powers. It's a complex web of ancient rivalries and modern-day power plays. So what holds everything back? Why hasn't a major conflict erupted already? 2 words: nuclear deterrence. The concept of mutually assured destruction, or MAD, is still the biggest check on all-out war between major powers. The leaders of the US, Russia, and China know that a direct military conflict could escalate to a nuclear exchange, which would mean the end of civilization as we know it. It's a terrifying thought, but it's also a powerful force for restraint. Another key factor is economic interdependence. Despite all the talk of decoupling, the economies of the US and China are still deeply intertwined. A war would be economic suicide for both, and the ripple effects would cause a global depression unlike anything we've ever seen. This economic reality forces leaders to think twice before taking drastic actions. But here's the unsettling part. The nature of warfare is changing. We're now in an era of hybrid warfare. This includes cyberattacks that can cripple infrastructure, disinformation campaigns that sow chaos and division, and economic warfare through sanctions and trade disputes. These gray zone conflicts happen below the threshold of conventional war, but they constantly raise tensions and increase the risk of miscalculation. A major cyber attack on a power grid or financial system could be seen as an act of war, potentially triggering a real-world military response. So, is World War III coming? The honest answer is that nobody knows for sure. The risk is higher than it has been in a long time, but a full-blown global conflict is not inevitable. The system of deterrence and economic ties, while strained, is still holding. The real danger lies in accidents, miscalculations, or a regional conflict that spins out of control. It's a sobering thought, but understanding these complex dynamics is the first step to advocating for diplomacy, de-escalation, and peace. It's our shared world, and it's up to all of us to stay informed and engaged. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world. See you next time.